Hi Leo, this is Amanda Nardozzi. This reading is for April 15th to April 21st. So we're just going to jump right in here. I'm doing a tree spread. So we're going to start from what is within, what needs to be worked through, and then some next steps or some next things that you can expect, followed by some oracle cards for some messages, which will be like the leaves of our tree, right? So let's dive right into it. Whoa! Oh my god, Leo. Oh, shit you not. Okay. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. Whew, so many things are coming through right now. So many things. The first one being, first of all, three tens in a row. The 10, when you are at the end of the minor arcana in any suit, the 10 is completion. You are this is like, I'm hearing, whoa, I'm hearing like the brave, the bold, and the true. This is like a test. It's almost like a completion of some type of tough cycle. It's almost like you've been through some type of initiation phase, Leo. And first of all, when you have the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles is about like, it's almost like you've been earning things. Usually, if you've been earning things, like having the Ten of Pentacles is like working towards everything you've ever wanted, everything you've ever dreamed, everything you've ever hoped for. And it's almost like you are taking a daring step. You've taken so many daring steps to make this happen. There is some transformation that I feel just happened. I'm getting hardcore Pluto energy and Saturn energy. Like there's just a whole lot of that going on. But there's a lot of like breaking cycles, something needing to come to an end. The Ten of Wands is working extremely hard to make this happen. The Ten of Wands, for whatever reason, almost feels like you have, I'm hearing like for some of you, you've escaped like a death-defying situation. For others of you, like you have realized or recognized that you have been carrying on too much and you are like, okay, well, it's either like you fronted the effort to support your dreams or you have realized that you have been hanging on emotionally to too much baggage and you're like, that needs to be released. It needs to be gone. The Ten of Swords here is indicating a time of, I'm hearing like a time of passing, a time of something in the past. I don't know why I'm getting actual somebody passing, but like it is a time of somebody like being put in the past or something, someone. I'm getting someone for a lot of you. For a lot of you, you've completely left something or someone, right? So this is just full on completion. Like this is like, you have ended a cycle. Some of you with the Ten of Wands, you were burdened by whatever this Ten of Pentacles home was. For some, like Ten of Pentacles is about having it all. It is a general positive card. When you have the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords, for some of you, it's almost like I see leaving a toxic situation. For a lot of you, it is just a big transformative, bold. It's like a bold step. So we'll see what we're digging into here. So we're gonna look at like the tree trunk for like what's next? What energy are you trying to embrace here? So it's definitely like the ending of something, the walking away from something, and it's like you're reclaiming your power. So whew. All right, cool. So we have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is learning. The Page of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Six of Swords all together. We're going to dive into the Page of Pentacles first. This Page of Pentacles is telling me that this is like the Forever Student card. We are talking about learning about the material world. So some of you are relearning finances in this new beginning. Some of you are taking stock of what you have, what you don't have, and what you need. So some of you are really tuning into quite literally the material financial world, and you're like, okay, where can I go next? What can I do with this money? Or it's like, okay, well, where can I get, like, it's almost like some of you, I'm getting, again, very specific messages here. Somebody has a pool of money and they're like, okay, I'm going to take from this. Or it's like they have like this small fund or they have this bank or something and they're like, okay, well, what can I do? What can I take out? Or like, where can I allocate this? And for some of you, it's like looking or seeking some type of financial thing of like, okay, well, what's the next adventure for me? But a lot of you are like learning that material thing. Some of you are sharpening your skills. I see like for whatever reason, like, and maybe his claw is like here, but I actually see him sharpening his claw on this pentacle. So it is refining. It is sharpening your skills. And it's almost like whatever this new, I can't help but feel like it's a new field, a new career, a new financial adventure for some of you. Whatever this new start is, it's almost like you're picking up new skills along the way. It's like you're sharpening skills that you're already actually very good at. So it's almost like finding something in your niche, I'm hearing. So finding something that works for you, you're learning in it, and it's like a spiritual learning too, but I feel like a lot of your spiritual efforts have been done. Like a lot of your transformation has happened already and you're stepping into something new. You have the Emperor, so you are the king of this castle now, baby. What are you going to do with it? That's literally the vibe that I'm getting is you are stepping in strong. You are standing in strong. The Six of Swords is quite literally moving on. You're like, I just packed up my shit and I moved on from this scenario, this situation. I'm hearing queen, queen. Like I'm getting like yes, queen energy. I don't know why it's coming through such like a, but it's like I'm just getting speak the truth. Slay, 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 queen. So whatever it is, it was quite the challenge. I'm getting for some of you, you've been stuck in this situation for years. For some of you, I'm getting like a whole 10 to 14 year type of thing. I'm getting a whole long time. And then for others, I'm getting like, it's like a, it could, I don't know why I'm getting like 10, 14, or 4. It's like one of those, or it's somewhere close to those numbers, but it's almost like you've been stuck in a situation for a while. And then now you are finally breaking free. You've been through this huge transformation, big Saturn of absolute destruction. You finally made the push, and then you are taking like the remains of your life, and you're like, okay, well, what can I build? And it feels very empowering. It feels very good energy. It might seem a little topsy-turvy, but I would caution against getting stuck in the topsy-turvy because it almost feels like it's an amazing moment. It feels like such a big power move that I can't like, I don't know. It's almost like, I don't know. I just see a lion pouncing, which, you know, for Leo, it makes sense. But I see a lion pouncing. And that's just, I don't know. It's just the energy I'm getting. So we're just going to roll with it. You also you have Observer and you have Yin. Now, other people might not like this power. I'm getting like, and honestly, I wouldn't give these people a second glance, but I do feel like you are working towards distancing yourself from some of these energies that you just got. I'm hearing just shake it off, shake it off. Okay, so if there are any doubts being like coming your way or being expressed to you in some way, just shake it off, shake it off. Or like if somebody's giving you a really hard time about something and you know you made the right move for you, it was your choice. It was your right to make that choice. If it was a choice for you, it was your right to make that choice. And the message here that I'm getting is that it's okay. Like it's okay to be afraid of what other people think. They're not shaming you for being afraid of what other people think. It's very normal. It's a very human thing. But they just want you to shake it off, okay? That's another lesson that can come in a later time. They want you to sit in the yin state and they want you to wait for like a further type of like a channel or like I'm getting that you're an intuitive and like you're waiting for like this intuitive download type of thing, right? So I think the more you rest and the more you sleep, like the yin card is not completely sleeping or doing much of like it's not being stagnant or doing anything. Ari's actually got the yin card too. So I often, it's funny because like I'll tell, like a lot of the fire signs get the same cards, a lot of the earth signs and a lot of the air signs, like they'll get similar cards in their element. Which is hilarious because like they're different things that get channeled through. But for whatever reason, it almost feels like you are a powerful intuitive or like whatever transformation you just made, you're more spiritually in tune now. So there actually is something that your guides want to tell you either through your dreams or through meditation or something. So they do want you to sit in contemplation. For whatever reason, I can't help but feel like it's a dream state. For this particular sign, I can't help but feel like it's dreams. But they want you to sit. And they want you to like, it's almost like when you rest, that powers you down so that you can download this information. So whether it be through meditation, whether it be through dreams, I don't necessarily know if it's something that you'll be able to understand, but I don't know why. I explained this in like a previous, I can't remember which sign it was, but I explained this in a previous video. But I must be talking to the same person or the same people. But it's almost like, or maybe more than one person needs this message, but it's almost like when you're sitting there, like if you are constantly doing, then there's not room to receive. And a lot of times when I am channeling, like when I get intuitive downloads, I get like a bunch of psychic stuff that doesn't make sense just because I'm really psychic and I'm really open. So like I get a lot of stuff coming at me and I don't understand it. So for a lot of you, it might not be an actual conversation you have with your guides, but it could be quite literally just going to sleep, feeling a particular type of way that you don't really like, and then waking up with a whole new perspective. You just got to download. And so a lot of people say, like, sometimes your best ideas come to you in the shower or when you sleep. Like, those are periods of rest and taking care of yourself. So that's what you got to rely on is that yin state of receiving, whether it be through rest, meditation, showering, being in the zone somewhere else, you know, whatever. You also have Wailing Tree, Reconciliations. I'm going to pull the book on this one just because I don't know this deck too well. Sometimes I will channel stuff through, but I will share because this book always seems to mention like 5 million things that I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So, grief and mourning, a time of necessary losses, reconciliations. And again, Spirit wants to emphasize the necessary loss. When you encounter the wailing tree on your path, it's an invitation to stay a while and regroup, a place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, or putting too much effort into life with little reward. If you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. Some of you, I'm hearing, have already made this powerful change, and some of you have agreed to do it, or you've told yourself, or you've told Spirit, I will do this, and you are stepping into that energy. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. This is a way to honor your experience, to give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, to really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you will discover that you will have to come back at some point. So do it all now, look at it all squarely and honestly, and stay with your feelings. Life is not either or, it's both and. This and that. So as you dive in and process this, allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging for sure, yet, like all things, they will pass soon enough, and yet you will be more enriched by the experience. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to move on to any other messages. We're going to fill out the leaves of our tree here, see if we have extra messages, anything that we can expect to see in the future, any blessings, surprises, what to expect. Ooh, you have very similar cards. You have the numbers 2 and you have 21, but you have the Gentle Gardener and you have Field of Dreams. These are both fields with eggs. So it's almost like you're quite literally stepping onto completely fertile land and you are figuring out, this might seem like a weird analogy, but you're kind of figuring out, okay, well, which egg do I want to hatch? Like, where do I want to go? What do I want to create? Okay, and some of you have very strong dreams. Some of you, I do sense that some of you have like a recalibration period where you're like reorienting yourself to the world around you because it's now completely and totally different than like the person that you were before. It's almost like you were trapped or there was glass or there was something. I don't know why I'm getting, for some of you, it's glass. So it's like you're seeing the rest of the world operate without you. And now that you are out of this situation or you've broken free and you've transformed into something else, now you can play, now you can plant, now you can garden, now you can grow things. So whether it be an actual physical garden or whether it be your dreams, it's literally like being a gentle gardener and dreaming. What do you want? This card, this Field of Dreams, it's asking, what do you want? Play in your imagination a little bit and then gently cultivate what it is that brings you joy, how you want to serve others in the world. I'm getting like, I don't know. I am getting like a mystical, magical vibe. So some of you might actually be going on a spiritual path. And if that's the case, there is a lot of demand. I know this market, like the tarot, like it all seems very saturated, but I do feel like just as with like healthcare workers, just as with any other job on the planet, I feel like there's somebody out there for everybody. Especially when it comes to spiritual work, there's always, like, everybody has something slightly different to say. The right people will always seem to find you. So it is something that, don't feel like you're not needed in this field because you are. Whatever field you choose to go in, I do feel like there is always some type of demand or need because Spirit sends you the right people anyway. So, so don't have that shortage of faith now. You also have, so you're learning to speak your truth with Archangel Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel, for helping me to speak with integrity. You also have Peace and Harmony by Archangel Reguel. I might be saying that Reguel. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. Thank you, Reguel, for surrounding my life in a harmonious light. So again, this is like not keeping old stories alive, attached to certain people or situations. Like Spirit's like, you need not consume these energies anymore, consume these people, consume these situations. You found a solution. You're working with Spirit. They're working with you. You are stepping away, speaking your truth. There's something that needs to be said. There's something that needs to be declared. If you haven't made the move yet, this is your power move, is speaking your truth. For others of you, you've already made this move. You have transitioned out, or you've decided to transition out, and then now you are transforming and you are learning how to speak your truth. You are learning how to step up in the world with your voice through your authentic expression. For some of you, if you are going into spiritual work, I use the throat chakra a lot. This is like for channeling and intuitive work. This is like a lot of like being a messenger and sharing God, universe, sources, words with people. Being a communicator in that sense. I'm getting for some of you mediumship as well. So that being said, this is a time to engage in the energy of peace and harmony. You don't have to be responsible for sending golden light to situations that have hurt you if you're not fully healed from it yet. But just ask angels for peace. That's all this card is asking for, is just trust that peace and harmony will come. Just stepping away. I'm feeling like, again, stepping away and not touching the situation. So speaking your truth if it needs to be said, if it's like this, if the separation is required, speaking your truth and standing your ground with that is incredibly important. But if the thing has happened, if you've already made that move, then sending peace and harmony to the situation. Now for others, if you are out of a situation and you didn't get a chance to speak your truth, you were just up and you were like, nope, then I would not encourage you to go back to a situation where you feel unsafe or where you feel like your power is being sucked out in some way. I always encourage you to, go the empowering route. And I do feel like for a lot of you, if that had happened, to not go back into that person or situation's life, because that separation was meant to be made the way that it was made. So for those of you, if that's the case, then it would be how to speak your truth. And it's almost like expressing yourself with your own flair and being able to do that now, right? So I'm going to roll the angel dice for any lasting messages to see if there's anything else that needs to be said. 773, we're pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray, as always. Any blockages that you are experiencing at this time are merely your own concerns and fears. Don't be afraid of your power and light. Be brave and honest and take control. Warrior mode activated. Oh, literally saw when I saw the lion pounce and then like all this other stuff, like, guys, brave, bold, and true. Loyal, brave, and true, I think is what Spirit was telling me. Freaking Mulan, guys, Mulan. Like that one Christina Aguilera song that she sang for the new Mulan movie. It was like, loyal, brave, and true. Am I loyal, brave, and true? I think that's what they were saying. Oh my gosh. And she was literally, Mulan was a warrior woman, like, in the Disney story. So I'm just, okay. I see what they mean. I was getting like a little bit of Mulan vibes of like stepping away and stepping into some power of some sort, but that's, okay. All right. That makes sense. But I always read these messages twice, so I'm going to read it again. Any blockages that you are experiencing at this time are merely your own concerns and fears. Don't be afraid of your power and light. Be brave and honest and take control. Warrior mode activated. That being said, Leo, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Bye.